Ayo, chapter 1190 dropped. One whose death is celebrated. Shit, who died? Luffy? Wait, no. Scoper Gaban saved him. Oh no, maybe Mr. Gaban died. Let's see. Scoper Gaban to the rescue. He blocked IMU, but the tree behind him was cut in half. We see Luffy there with the two cursed blades piercing his abdomen. We see Imu serious, expressionless, Gaban smiling, and Luffy holding on for dear life. Actually, the tree is not cut in half, but chopped up to pieces, and Luffy's piece is flying away, and he still oozes copious amounts of blood. He's gonna bleed to death in the end. Where's Jinbei? We need a blood donor. And we see Imu is actually panting. He's gasping for air. Are you getting tired? Oh, great one. Oh, wait a second. The swords that were stabbing Luffy dislodged, so he's free? Blah! Imu tries to hack Gaban, but he teleports. He actually just jumps and says, "What a hideous form. You don't even seem to be of this world." Well, I had a whole theory about the world of One Piece being comprised by two worlds that were merged into one. One of the worlds was brought here by Imu, the devil world. That's where the devil fruits come from. Well, if you want to learn more about that, I just uploaded a fucking 2-hour video with pretty much every One Piece idea I've ever had. Anyway, let's continue. Who art thou? You haven't met yet? Someone who understands the world. Someone who has read the spoilers of the One Piece finale. And Scoper turns his back to the king of the world to go see how Luffy's doing. Well, he's screaming in agony, but he's still alive at least. Hey, get up, Straw Hat Luffy. Ah, it hurts. You're a disappointment. An injured old man just had to save your ass. Don't you have any shame? He's scolding him. So you have a shiny white form and became an emperor? He's choking him, actually. Big deal, don't get cocky. It hurts, old man, let me go. Imu's befuddled. Do you wanna die here? I'm not gonna die, let me go. You may as well. You're pathetic. Do you know what will happen if you croak now? I won't be able to save my friend's home. That's right. And what will happen to your crew? They'd be in danger. Right. Remember, when you rise up in this sea, the number of enemies targeting you only increases. The King of the Pirates is a title reserved for one whose death is celebrated, because everyone's gunning for their throne. We got the chapter title reference. It's true that Roger's death was celebrated. I mean, instantly, from all the folks that were gathered in that Logtown Plaza. If any part of you still thinks becoming Pirate King is gonna be a stroll in the park, then go home now. It's like a dad reprimanding his child. He gave him a whole lecture. If you're not cut out for this, you're just in the way, you stupid brat. And then he throws him away. He follows up the lecture with a spanking. Damn, he actually went in pretty hard. Even though some chapters ago, when Imu made his grand entrance in Elbaf, Gaban said, "I've never felt hacky like this before, even in God Valley." So, I mean, Luffy's not up against some scrub. It's the fucking king of the world. But I guess he's saying that out of love. Tough love. Anyway, let's continue. That hurt! Imu's getting annoyed. Damn old fart. He keeps on running his mouth. I'll show him. Gaban prepares a double axe attack. Praying Mantis axe. Praying Mantis plum. Is this a jest? You wanna kill him, don't you? Indeed. So Gaban is a joke to Imu. He really reminds you of him, doesn't he? Joyboy. What about Roger, though? Would he remind him of Joyboy when he had the hat and shit? Or is it all about the Nika fruit? So if Gaban is saying that shit, that means he and the rest of the Roger crew saw Joyboy, right? And Laughtail. They must have seen like a video, a recording from some transponder snails from the past, I don't know. Or actually, maybe like a video dial. You know, like how there's a tone dial that can store sound. Maybe there's something equivalent to that. Also, Roger said right after finishing his laughter, he said something like, "Joyboy, oh, I wished I lived in your era. In your time." So they must have seen Joyboy doing something funny to make them laugh. but also something that Roger would enjoy too. Well, let's finish the chapter first and then we can theorize. Who art thou? IMU asks once again. IMU gets his 4th sword. I guess 5th if we're counting the glaive he had when he first arrived. Honebami Toshiro. Bone Eater, forged by one of the big 3 of Japanese swordsmiths. Let's take a look at that sword. It has like an omen serpent coiling around it, and also on the handle. It looks like it's a snake biting its tail, an Ouroboros. But it also looks like it's a wheel. It has like spokes. What dost thou know? Oh, shit. He attacks Copper, who got slashed. Even though he blocked it, he got slashed by the omen serpent? Oh shit! I learned from Joyboy's own words. So they got a video with sound too. But don't get me wrong, I have no intention of chasing after a person from the past that I've never seen nor met. Wait, now he's saying he's not seen him. Oh no, you mean in person? So maybe it was just a tone dial. I just wanna see my captain's dream through till the end. Well, let's see if you're gonna be alive to witness that shit after this fight. Imu's coughing. Captain? Senso. So Imu's now putting 2 and 2 together. Stupid old man looking down on me. Come on, heal. Heal. Even if it's just for a bit. It's not magic though, is it? That's like when Lo tried to heal, Corazon, just by saying, oh, get better, right after consuming the Ope Ope no Mi. Who is this captain? I mean, Imu is a bit slow, I guess, but the king of the pirates. Gold D. Roger. Imu's getting a flashback. This is distasteful. Why is a D being called King of the Pirates? Do not let his name spread any further. I mean, you were a bit late on that, Imu. At that point, he might have been like the most famous person in the world. That's right, the one who ushered in this golden age of piracy. And why would his former crewmate protect Straw Hat Luffy? Because you're trying so hard to get rid of him. Doesn't that explanation seem the most obvious? When you declare the kid like that a threat? What the fuck? Another flashback. Eventually someone that can surpass us will be born. We were just too early. We see Roger sip with that fucking egg still unhatched. You may as well have announced that he is the one we've been waiting for. The chosen one. And we see Rayleigh, Crocus, Shanks, Oden, Whitebeard, and all of them after meeting Luffy, they had that realization. I mean, Rayleigh had that little flashback of Roger with the Straw Hat, when they first met each other. When Roger said to Rayleigh, hey, yo, you wanna turn the world upside down with me? And then Rayleigh, after he had that flashback, he was wiping off tears and said, maybe nothing in this world is a coincidence. Then Crocus, of course, he was probably the first one to mention that Luffy is the one that we've been waiting for. Huh, Roger? He was talking to Roger in his head after the Straw Hats left Twin Capes. Well, Crocus may have been the first one to say that shit out loud, but Shanks definitely was the first to notice the similarities. When he gave his treasured straw hat to a little kid in East Blue and then went to Rayleigh, at some point he visited and said, there's a kid, in East Blue that said the same things as Captain, the same exact words. Oden wanted to open the borders of Wano for the chosen one to come visit. And Whitebeard, I think after witnessing Luffy's conqueror's haki blast in Marineford, that's when he took him seriously. And then of course after Ace died, he commanded his whole crew to protect Luffy with their own lives. Well, he didn't say specifically that Luffy is the one, Roger is waiting for, but he did at least rule out Blackbeard. He said, you're not the one Roger is waiting for. Teachy. Let's continue. Luffy is still unhealed. A valid point. We were hasty and foolish. Imu creates another omen. Perhaps we simply mistook numerous coincidences for fate. Let us put an end to this. And that omen sprouted on Luffy's chest. Wait, you idiot. Oh no, we're gonna have another Ace situation? Yaban will go to try and save Luffy, but get fisted from the back by IMU and die in his stead. Let's see. Sorry, Treasure Tree Adam. I don't wanna devour you, but hey, I thought you only ate mountains. Ah, damn, my joints ache. This body of mine's getting run down. Konoya, that punk. I won't forgive him, even if he's Rayleigh's friend. Luffy's actually getting up. Stig, IMU gets cut off. He didn't get to ring the bell. Kamudo. Gaban does a massive aerial chop infused with Conqueror's Haki, of course, but IMU seems to have blocked it. Let's see. The Adam tree is being cleaved. Oh, and IMU is actually bleeding. He didn't tank that shit, huh? He seems a bit worried. Old as thou art still the Pirate King's crew. Is that what you think? 8,000 slash. Grim Throng. Honebami. Scobber doing his ultimate combo. But he also seemingly got hit by an omen. So he dealt some damage to IMU, but he's getting wounded in the process. And he was already injured. IMU has that omen force field around him. I could say the same to you, you know? I mean, IMU is old as fuck. And he was also part of Joyboy's crew, maybe? Realm of the Dead. We see the chunks of the lopped up Adam tree bark fall down. Realm of the Sun. Loki's getting patched up by Gerd. What's that? What? Did Luffy do that? No, it was someone else. And they're strong. Overwhelmingly strong. Oh fuck. Gaban is down. He's also down an arm. His left arm got butchered. What, old man? There goes that dual axe wielding shit. So I guess Luffy now has to step up somehow, even though he's knocking at death's door. I think the fact that his left hand was mutilated is symbolic, you know, by Oda, because Gaban is the left hand of the Pirate King. So by showing us that his left hand got amputated, Oda conveys that this is the end for our dear friend. Let me take a second look. Well, first of all, one thing I didn't notice before is that IMU's axe is on fire. And contrary to IMU's omen, this one has white flames on it. We got Gaban calling IMU ugly. Usually when you say, you're out of this world, it's a compliment, not in this case. So what the fuck is Scopper implying here? Let's talk about the possibilities. Alright, I already mentioned that my theory about the second world that IMU brought here. The evil world. The world of darkness that got fused with the One Piece world with the red line holding all this shit together. Alright, so let's say that's possibility 1. IMU is from that devil world. Now, possibility 2, if he's not from this world, maybe he's from the outer world, the outer space, from another planet. Like those space pirates that Enel encountered on his journey to the moon, who looked like they have some spaghetti limbs. They looked a bit stretchy, you know? I guess IMU, in his Mary Joa silhouette form, would be more comparable to them. Well, there was the theory from years and years ago that said celestial dragons were from outer space. Kinda self-explanatory from their name, but also from those fucking spacesuits that they are wearing. Usually, I mean, lately they have been ditching that shit. Almost as if Oda wants us to forget that they are astronauts. Well, the problem with that theory, though, is that celestial dragons, besides this fucker, look like regular humans from the One Piece planet, you know? They look nothing like those alien space pirates from Enel's cover story. And neither does this guy. Actually, those space pirates didn't even look that weird, you know? They look like minks with bad posture. But our good buddy, Saint Nerona IMU, looks weird as hell, man. He stands out like a sore thumb. I don't think there's any other character that resembles this motherfucker in the whole story. So here's a quick theory. What if IMU and Joyboy were both space pirates? And let's assume that IMU was part of Joyboy's space crew, and in one of their intergalactic journeys, they stumbled upon this blue planet. And they made a quick stop, you know, to fill up the gasoline tanks. And that's when they encountered Davy Jones, who was like Jigsaw, and said, you wanna play a game? The Davy Bug fight. I don't know if that would be the name, back then. It's kind of weird to play a game named after yourself. But I guess you can do whatever the fuck you want if you are the king of the world. Because David Jones was the king before IMU, right? Supposedly, according to Rox Dizebek. And since he was the king, when they played against each other in that little Davy Buck competition, Davy wagered the world. I'ma stop there for now. If I ever have, any more ideas on that topic, I'll make a separate video. But one thing's for sure, this bastard here is not a fucking native blue planetarian. We don't even know what this planet is called, right? Then we get Gyaban's lecture to Luffy, which is kinda similar to two previous incidents. Firstly, it reminded me of Sogeking shouting at Luffy from the distance when he was down, motionless, after Rob Lucci whooped his ass. And Sogeking took out his mask and was actually Soap, who yelled at Luffy, "Oh, Luffy, what the fuck are you doing? Get up, or else we're all gonna die." Because, who else could have stopped Lucci at that point? Well, that's the first incident that came to mind. And the second would be when Jinbei, after the Paramount War, found Luffy, screaming and self-harming because of the PTSD of his brother getting magma-fisted. And he grabbed him by the neck, like Gyaban here, to make Luffy snap out of it, And then started talking about, "Remember, Luffy, what do you have left? Oh, my friends," and all that. Gyaban says he didn't see Joyboy, but he heard him. He heard his voice. And don't tell him he just read a fucking poneglyph that was signed by Joyboy. Because that's not his own words, that would be like his own writings or something. Gyaban says he's fighting the Great One because he wants to see Roger's dream becoming true. Roger's dream is the same as Luffy's, right? Which is a mystery. Then Imu spits blood trying to say the word captain. Coincidence? Are we closing in on that time limit with his corporeal lower realm form? Gyaban tells Imu that by targeting Luffy that hard, it was like they revealed that he's the fated one, the promised savior. And Imu agrees, but then says, maybe we were actually wrong. It was Baggy all along. And finally we get to the climax of the fight, where Gyaban made Imu bleed. But in doing so, he sacrificed his left arm. So now we're fucked. Now there's no one else to lend a hand. Unless fucking Shanks teleports in. Like Imu, I've reached my time limit. So I guess that's enough for today. Peace.